Hello everybody and welcome back to another how to and how to build tutorial. And today I'm going to be showing you how to design your very own pattern floors. As you can see with this first building here, I'll use this as a starting point. There's no wrong answer to this and there's no right way, but I'll use this as an example. Say that you've built your shell here and this is your house, your walls have gone up and you need to put a floor in. So you decide, you know what, I'm just going to stick some normal oak wood plank floors down like this. Oops, get rid of that block there, which is perfectly fine. If you want a plain oak wood floor, that works just as well as any other floor. But if you're wanting to be a little bit more adventurous and creative and design something with a little bit more style and something basically it's got this wow factor to it, something that looks different. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of designs that I'll pop inside my head, which will hopefully spark some designing inspiration inside your guys' minds so that you too can create something different, wonderful and aesthetically pleasing. I always like using that word, aesthetics, because at the end of the day it is always about the aesthetics in Minecraft. When you are a building enthusiast as much as what I am, you would love to create something that has this wow factor, something that's just going to spark the imagination of others and just blow their minds completely. So I've dug a little trench out here, and what we're going to do, we're going to experiment with a couple of designs that will pop into my head and we'll see how they look. We'll use this wood to start off with as an example. So for one room you could split the woods and change the colours. So you could perhaps have like a border of one colour, maybe a dark colour or a light one on the outside. It is entirely up to you. And then divide it by having a nice lighter colour on the inside and then going back to a dark colour in the middle, just to break everything up and give yourself an interesting pattern. Or failing so, if you want to go a little bit more complex than that, you could go crisscross like so. If we get rid of this block here and that one there, so that you stagger all your blocks. So you go one dark, one light, one dark, one light, etc, etc. So then you end up with a checkerboard, something like that, which looks good. Right, we'll give ourselves a little bit more space up here. Let's dig another hole and see what else we can come up with. Ah yes, I think I know what we can do. I'll just make sure we've got a big enough trench. If you want to try and go for perhaps something which has a spherical look to it, I'll need to make sure I've dug a trench big enough to show you. We'll go out a bit further. Carry on along here and up here like so. And we'll dig out perhaps two more blocks this way, just to make sure we've got enough room to complete this design, like so. So what we're going to do, we'll find the middle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the middle's approximately there. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so that's the border. So we can actually go back by one block here. Like so. Yep, that's fantastic. And we can go back by another block at the back of here. Okay. Right, and what we're going to do, we're going to try and create a circle using our diorite block here. Or at least attempt to make a circle. Let's try this. Yeah, that'll work. That should work. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go with this. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a demonstration, just to give you guys an example of what floor designs you could use for your build, should you choose to design something with looks different. So I suppose what you could do here, you could fill that bit here with some DRI, fill that bit in there, and do the same there, just following the pattern all the way around, and perhaps placing a block in the middle there like that. And what you could do then is fill in the gaps that have been left, like so. So then you end up with something that looks a little bit like that. And I suppose what you could do over here as well, if it's a square room, you could fill in the gaps on the edges. Should we? Yeah, we'll do this. No, we won't. We'll stick with that. That's fine. So we'll use the dark wood, fill in the spaces around here, like this. And then you end up with something looking like that. Cool, isn't it? And different. What you could do also, if you want to add a little bit of light to the floor as well, let's see, where am I looking? Bear with, I just need to find where this block is. Ah, here it is. Oops. That was an epic fail. Just need to acquaint myself with the controls again. It's been a little while since I've last played Minecraft. It's been a few days. As you can see, I've had a couple of days off because it's been my wedding, which has taken up some of my time, naturally, for any other wedding. And I've not really done that many videos for you guys to watch, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of recording videos again. And it's just taking me a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things, but I'm sure once when I've got back into my rhythm again, I'll be fine, and we'll be churning out the videos like there's no tomorrow. And that, as they say, is a nice thing. So we'll just fill the corners here like that. And what it gives you is not just any pattern design floor, it gives you a little bit of light as well. Say if you've built quite a dark room and you need that little bit of extra light, not just from the roof but also from the floor as well. And I just think it just gives the build that little bit of extra something. And of course you can build much bigger circles, which enable you to construct more elaborate patterns, like so. We'll go over here and we'll finish this pattern off over here. So we'll fill in the, that's the wrong type of stone, where's that? Oh, I know what I've done. I've replaced it with glowstone, never mind. So we'll put the polished granite down. It's getting dark, so we'll get a bed, we'll sleep so that you guys can see better what I'm doing. Fill that gap up on that block. Lovely jubbly. We'll quickly get some sleep so it's daylight again, and we'll carry on. But the key the advice, the recommendation, what I suggest to you guys is when you're constructing and you're building and designing your own pattern floors or designing your own textured floors, use all the materials at your disposal. So any type of building block here, whatever texture pack you're using, use it to its full advantage, and that way you can come up with some very interesting designs and patterns, like so. This piece of birchwood here is a prime example. Instead of using the inside part of the whitewood as a texture part there, what you could do, in fact, if you place the block on its side like that, and what it gives you there is this zebra texture pattern which you could use. And what you could do also, you could stagger it like so, so it doesn't all have to form or go in one direction. You can change it any direction that you wish. So I think that's lovely, that's marvellous. There we go. Oh, it automatically does it for you. I thought it would have followed the grain, but apparently it doesn't, so that's okay. Ignore that little bit of yeah, just ignore what I've just said then in the last minute or two. Apparently it just does it itself, which is perfectly fine. That's okay. Oops. So as you can see, I'm just making these patterns up as I go along. There is no structure to it at all. There's no right or wrong way. But if you've got an idea or a pattern in your head that you want to follow, then you stick with that pattern and you start to see something that looks rather tasty, I must admit. So yeah, we'll finish this floor design off. Should we do something? Yeah, we'll do something different. We'll use some different coloured blocks this time, just to give you an idea that you don't have to stick with one particular colour or one type. You can chop it up and change it around. It doesn't have to be one particular colour. You can mix it up and vary it up at any point. It's just whatever pops into your mind. Just let the designs flow. So put that there and that one there. Put this one here, like so. So then you end up with a floor that looks kind of Romanesque. Easy, simple, and very interesting. I've done a few more borders over here. Not too many designs, but just to give you a couple of examples of what you could do. As you can see there, it just makes everything look, I think, fantastic. And I love this marble style of the quartz block. It gives you a nice sort of finish to the floor and give you a nice marble look. And you can just imagine it, can't you, with these grand pillars at an entrance either side, and you've got this lovely shiny floor that you walk across with these all intricate detailed patterns laid out. It just makes the game and makes your build so much more fun and interesting to look at. And I've done a few more patterns here, a checkered chessboard floor, and then just played around with different patterns, as you can see along here, which look really good. So if we go over to this corner down here, you can apply this also to paths outside. So here is one example where you could use the cobblestone as one particular pattern for the floor. As you can see, it's consistent, it gives you continuity, which is fine, that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to make your paths or roads look that little bit more interesting, you can use edging. So you've got these stone slabs here that you could use to break up the cobblestone and make your paths and roads look a little bit more interesting. And it's the same with the big stone bricks here, where you've got the different design and it gives you something a little bit different and more interesting to look at, rather than just having one particular style of stone. It really does add a lot of detail to the build. What you could do also, if you want to go one step further, if you're creating a particular theme or style of build to your map or whatever, let's say you're wanting to make something that has a bit of age to it as well, what you could do is replace this stone here and have a cracked stone slab there, so it looks like part of the pathway is weathered, and you could add a couple of moss bricks as well to it as well, just to give that build just a little bit more interesting detail to it. As you can see there, it looks rather interesting. But also, before I forget as well, you can apply that to the grass as well if you just want to create a bit of a dirt path. Let's have a look. You've got these grass path blocks that you can use as well. So as an example, you could dig a section out here and lay out a path like so, which could possibly lead to a nice little woodland cottage somewhere, or maybe it's a nice dirt path in a small town, or perhaps a little thriving village that you're building, which if you don't want to use stone bricks and use a different material, then this is certainly an option you could use. What you could do also, if you want to stagger it to make it look like as if you haven't got a complete path made out of cobblestone, but you want to use sections where it looks like a path has been weathered, you could add a couple of cobblestones in random places like so. Maybe, have we got any stone? Yes, we've got a couple of stone, and I suppose you could change it by using different stones to give it a different look to it, I suppose. Yeah, that looks okay. It's whatever idea you have that pops into your mind. Just be as creative and expressive as possible. So we'll place one or two of these for some grass blocks. And then, as you can see, it just makes everything look so much more detailed and better. I suppose you could do the same with the grass path blocks. You don't have to fill in all the spaces. You could stagger them. There's nothing wrong with that as well. That too works just as fine. Do a bit more there. So yeah, it gives you an idea of what you can do. You don't have to stick with one particular type of material. You can stagger it and vary it as much as possible. So yes, I think I'll call my video here. If you have enjoyed this kind of a somewhat flawed tutorial, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more daily content of how to and how to build tutorials. I also have a Minecraft channel for my Minecraft story, as well as currently the Orcs Must Die. If you would like me to do a more detailed stone floor pattern tutorial, I would be happy to do so. It'll give me time to prep a part of the landscape round here so I can do a more intricate detailed video. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I hope to see you again at some point in the future. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.